Good morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. You find me today heading down to Alton with the GSA for its service. Not a million miles away now from Alton, so I thought I'd give you a quick rundown, if you like, or not a rundown, but my thoughts and feelings, if you like, on the BMW GSA 1250 after doing well, the bike's done 3,000 miles now, so this will be almost like a 3,000 review, not a very technical review, but just my thoughts and feelings on the bike. So if you're interested, join me after the intro. Okay, so welcome back everybody. Like I said, so I'm on the way down to Alton, down to Bahnstormer, to take the big girl back to have its service done. She's done about 3,000 miles now, so I thought it'd be a good time, just while I'm in slower traffic, to give you my thoughts and feelings on this bike and what I generally feel. So I've had the bike since February, as you are probably all aware. I bought it whilst I was on my sick bed after having a knee operation. So the first time I had ever ridden this bike was in March, and my first impressions were really good, really good. I jumped off of the Triumph Tiger 1200 Rally Pro, which I absolutely loved, and if I'm honest, when I jumped on this I was a little bit flat. I was left feeling a little bit deflated in the fact that I'd heard so much about the BMW GSA and how it was the best bike in the world, and for lots of different reasons, and I just jumped on it thinking, really? I expected maybe a lot more. I don't know what it was, but it's taken a bit of time to get used to, and I can honestly say now that the bike is a fantastic bike, and I've loved and love having it. I've just come back from a trip to Wales. In regards to long distance mile munching, as everybody says on any type of review, the GSA is just built for mile munching. It was so easy to get up to Wales and do that trip. Made it just a joy, really. No pains, no issues, comfortable all the way. So sort of working from top to bottom. I'm not very technical, but you know, the tyres on this bike are Bridgestones. I've had quite a few bikes with Bridgestones, and for some reason I always feel quite confident with Bridgestones. I couldn't tell you what type they are now off the top of my head, but the tyres on this bike work really well. Never have they left me feeling with no confidence, and yeah, as a standard sort of tyre that comes out of the box, if you like, on this bike, really impressed. The suspension, lots been made about the telelever suspension, and now it's you don't notice it diving. You do to a degree. It probably doesn't dive like a standard set of forks would, but you do definitely, under hard braking, get a dive. I was a bit worried that it was going to feel a little bit vague at the front end because of the lack of dive, but no, not in any way, shape or form. Plenty of feel, tipping into bends, into corners. This bike handles beautifully, which obviously must be down to the 40 years of developmental ongoings at BMW that have made it such a world-class bike. So yeah, really impressed with the suspension. Obviously it's got all of its dynamic adjustment, which again I'm not going to go into detail about because you can see that on other videos on YouTube, but it is a fantastic system. It's probably the only bike in regards to the different modes, in regards to rain, road, dynamic, enduro, that I've ever had, that you can actually feel the difference in the different modes in the settings of the suspension. So road mode, I don't have it in road mode, it's too soft. I know you can probably stiffen it up slightly by messing around with the preload and so on, but generally for me it's too soft, it's a bit wallowy, it's a little bit like you know, I'm 48 not 58, so I don't need a bike to be that soft and that springy and that bouncy. Slap it into dynamic mode, straight away off the bat you can feel everything stiffen up. I've now got it in Dynamic Pro, and in order to give me the grin factor, I've knocked off the wheelie control, I've knocked that right back, I've knocked off traction control, we'll knock that right back. I've just tried to make the settings a little bit more edgy, if you like, which you can do on this bike, and I have managed to do over the last sort of few months, and I'm now in a setting on this bike that makes me smile, whereas beforehand this is where I felt a little bit left flat. The bike was brilliant in everything that it did, but it just didn't fill me with happiness. That's the wrong word. I was happy, but you get the gist of what I mean. And like when you've ridden a bike before, you'll ride a certain way and you can't help but smile and grin and laugh at yourself in your helmet and go, wow, that was amazing. Whereas this bike in its standard settings I just found was just a little bit boring, and that's my honest opinion. But now I've messed about with the settings, it is a much more lively bike and suits me right down to the ground. Like I say, I'm 48 not 58, so it still gives me that that fun factor, which is what I was looking for. So yeah, so the suspension and the different settings and the things that you can do are fantastic on this. And like I say, with every other bike that I've ever had, I've never really noticed any difference between the different modes, but this bike you can definitely feel the difference. It's fantastic. Moving on up, what we got? So we obviously 30 litre tank. First time I've ever had a 30 litre tank, and wow, again, I mean, yes, you can do over 300 miles on a tank. Yes, I did do over 300 miles on a tank in Wales on the tour. I still needed to stop because things start aching. My knee was hurting that I'd had operation on, my back was a little bit stiff, my backside was going numb. So yeah, you do need to stop, but just the thought of knowing that you've got that kind of you know, endurance in the tank is just, again, it's just a nice thing to have. Very economical, very economical, considering this bike shifts. You know, the MPG is great. I think I averaged 54, 55 MPG, which I think, you know, on a bike that weighs like, you know, what it does, 260, 270 kilos, especially when you got it fully loaded up as well with all your boxes and everything. MPG, you can't beat again. The engine, the torquiness of this Boxer engine, again, I've heard a lot about it, was keen to sort of you know, find out more, and it hasn't disappointed. This engine is a absolute thumper, and now I've taken wheelie control off, this thing wants to put wheelies in second, third, you know, give it a bit of clutch and it will want to come up in fourth as well. It's just such a punchy, torquey engine. Top end is great as well, to be fair, considering it's a big old beast of a bike. You don't want, you know, I'm not looking for 200 miles an hour sports bike sort of speed, but this has definitely got enough for me. So yeah, so engine fantastic, fuel tank, fuel range fantastic, general comfort on this bike, the seat again really comfortable. I'm going to say that it's no better than the Tiger Rally Pro. It is as comfortable as the Rally Pro on long distances, that's for sure. I rode the Rally Pro down to Switzerland in one day, and oh man, that seat was fantastic. Like such a nice, comfortable, wide plush seat. This one isn't quite as wide, but it is very comfortable. And again, riding to places like Wales in a day, I think it was in the saddle for like 12 hours with stops, no issues whatsoever. So the comfort on this is fantastic. keep saying fantastic, I need to think of a different word. Heated seat, gets quite hot, more so than the Valley Pro did, so that's another bonus. Talking about heated seat, let's talk about the heated bars on this. The heated grips on this BMW are mad. Like on level 5 with these summer gloves on, you have to take your hand off the bar, it's too hot. So the fact that this model's got 5 settings is a bonus, because you can find that happy middle ground with the grips, instead of either 1 okay, 2 ouch. So heated grips on this are amazing. Heated seat is lovely, very comfortable. Riding position, my knees are in a lovely position, to be fair. I'm not too cramped. The angles for me are perfect. I'm 5'9", I've got a 29 30-inch leg, and yeah, I've had no issues with aches, pains or crampiness in my legs, knees or anything while I've been riding this bike. So yeah, so you know, this is a fantastic bike. It really is. It's not cheap. I bought this as a 2024 model back in February. It was one of the last GSAs, I think, before the 1300s. So it wasn't cheap, but it was nowhere near as expensive as a brand new bike. There were some really good deals that we had out there on these slightly older models, but this is still a new bike. It's still 2024 model. It's only done 3,000 miles. It's just about to go and have its first service, and looking on YouTube and everywhere else about the mileage that the bikes do, this has just solely been running, to be fair. So yeah, no, honestly, I was a bit dubious about the BMW, hence why the YouTube channel was called Boxer Rebellion, because I used to rebel against the Boxer, the BMW, a lot. I used to think it was the most boring choice that you could possibly make. It was the obvious choice, but I guess at the end of the day, they are the best bikes for a reason at the end of the day. So but yeah, but no, overall, if I was to recommend this bike, I would recommend this bike 100%. Anybody looking at buying a GSA or a GS, definitely go and do it, because it is one hell of a bike. So I'm pretty much here, I think. Yep, here we are. Look, Alton Bahnstormer, brilliant. Right, I'll catch up with you guys in a little while. Hello everyone, welcome back. Sorry if you can't really hear me very well, but I seem to have lost my voice. I took the big girl down to Alton, down to Bahnstormer a couple of days ago to have its service, and on the way down I started feeling like I was coming down with a bit of a cold. Didn't think much of it, to be fair, but by the time the bike was serviced and I left there, I felt pretty rubbish. So I didn't bother filming on the way back home. I just wanted to get back. I live a couple of hours away from Bahnstormer, so I just wanted to get back home. So anyway, you joined me today. I think it's 2 days since I took the bike down for its service, and I was in the middle of telling everybody what I thought about it. A couple of little things I just want to finish off with in regards to the GSA. Like I said, I've had it since February, and I've put a few miles on it now, so I think I'm pretty well placed to give my opinion anyway on what I think of it. Like I said earlier on, or the other day even, it's a fantastic bike, and you know, it really does everything that you could possibly want that bike to do. It's comfortable, it's great for long distances, as was proved when I went to Wales at the beginning of September. There's a couple of little things in regards to niggles, if you like, that I noticed whilst I had the bike. One was the quick shifter up and down. Now, compared to what it was like when I first got the bike back in February, by the time I took it back for its service a couple of days ago, I think the quick shifter had actually got a bit better. I don't know whether or not it's because it only had 800 miles on the clock when I bought it back at the beginning of the year, and it started to bed in over time, but it was a little bit temperamental, if I'm honest. Sometimes you could get the gear shift just right and it would just go in seamlessly up through the gearbox, coming down through the gearbox without using the clutch. On occasion it just would not find the gear. You'd go from 5th to 4th and you'd be stomping on the gear lever and it just would not find it, and so you'd have to use the clutch to get it into 4th and again for 3rd and so on. So I just found it a little bit temperamental, and compared to the Tiger 1200, it was nowhere near as smooth. So it's not to say that it was bad, because it wasn't bad at all in any way, shape or form, considering that we've said before it is a boxer engine. I don't suppose it's really going to be as smooth as the Triumph, or say like an inline 4 or something like that, but nevertheless it was a little bit frustrating on times, or at times, shall I say. God, I'm all bunged up, sorry guys. So yeah, so that was a little niggle. What else was there? The screen was frustrating in the fact that, one, you had to manually turn the handle to raise the screen, and secondly, it wobbled around, or it wobbles around in the wind. It's not like a very secure screen, and every little bump or lump that you went over on the road, if you had it in its highest position, it would wobble about. And they're obviously aware that it wobbles about, because you can buy kits online to make it more stable, steady and secure. And I just thought, well, you know, it just seems a shame that you got a bike that's such quality, and then with the screen, although it's great for wind deflection on its highest setting, just wobbled around as if it was going to fall off. You know, strong gust of wind, it might blow away. So yeah, so that's a little bit frustrating in regards to a bike of such quality. But apart from that, I can't really think of any other negatives about the bike, really. So was the bike, or is the bike, good enough for me to keep long term? So no, ultimately no. I decided not to keep the GSA 1250, and I may have done a part exchange for something new. Enter stage left, this bad boy, the R1300 GS Adventure. What a bike, what a bike. So obviously I will do my first thoughts on the bike in another video. Just thought I'd give you a little look as to what it is that I've bought. So yes, I have jumped in with both feet and committed to BMW 100%. The 1250 GSA was a fantastic bike, like I said, but with the 1300 out, it was a little niggle that that needed to be rubbed out, smoothed out, an itch that needed scratching. And with the 1300 GSA out on the market, I should have really probably bought that back in February, but I ummed and ahed and I played it safe. Now I haven't. I've gone full on in with both feet, like I said. The GSA R1300 Adventure, GS Adventure. What a beast. I can already tell you that she rides completely different to the 1250, which I don't think is a bad thing. She obviously looks different, but I love the way she looks. I love the way she handles. Already, I've only had it for 2 days. I'm going to have a lot of fun on this bike, that's for sure. I know I'm moving around, but I'm looking at it. Can't help myself. Just wish I felt a little bit better right now and I could have taken it for a proper blast. But I'm pleased I've got it. She's in the garage. And yeah, I shall let you know over the next few weeks how I'm getting on with her. And yeah, very happy boy.